Hi again, everyone. In this video, we're going to make a three-dimensional flower. And three-dimensional means you can actually feel it, you can see it, you can look all the way around an object. So for this, you're going to need some glue, a toothpick or something small. You can use a straw, you can even use a crayon or a pencil, something to write with, a template, and this will be in your Google Classroom. If you're just looking at the video on YouTube, make sure to go to your Google Classroom to get a 6-petal flower. It has to be 6 petals. And then if you have colored paper, that's great. You can use that. So let me clear my workspace and we'll get started. So if you have colored paper at home, you only need to cut out one of these and we'll use it as a tracer. If you don't have colored paper at home, what you can do is color them in right on this template that you can print off and use them as coloring pages and then do the project from there. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this out. I'll set that to the side because I don't need it. I want to take my camera down because there's a little chipmunk sitting right outside our window watching me cut out this flower, you guys. I think he's wondering, where's my food? Nope, there he goes. He ran away. Okay, so I cut out my flower. And it has 6 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you're going to do this on another sheet of paper, you're just going to trace it. And you need 3, oops, there goes my crayon. And you need 3 flowers. And I'm just tracing this over in crayon. And you really only need to trace it once because you can just fold your paper and cut 3 out at once if you want to. Okay, so can you see I have this folded 3 times? You can trace it individually 3 times and cut it out 3 times. For time's sake, I'm just folding and cutting. But again, you're going to end up with 3 flowers, and each is going to have 6 petals. You probably could do this with an 8-petal flower, but I know it doesn't work as well with a 5-petal flower. So make sure to use a 6-petal flower. If you have Microsoft Word on a computer at home, this flower is one of the standard clip art flowers. And you can make these bigger or smaller. I've made these gigantic, like 4 feet before. Okay, now I have 1, 2, 3 flowers. And the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna fold, but here's the trick with folding. You're gonna fold from see how this is a V right here? You're going to fold between the V's. So I'm gonna draw a line. Don't draw a line on yours. I'm just gonna draw a line so you see where I'm gonna fold. I'm gonna fold here to here, here to here, and here to here. I'm gonna make kind of a pizza. What you don't wanna do, you never wanna fold a petal through you never want to fold the flower through the petal. So I'm going to fold it in half. Do you see that? See how it's only going through the V? And I'm going to fold it in half again. And then I'm going to fold it in half the last way. Okay. So these are all folded. Okay. Then I'll open it back up. Another way to do this is to fold it in half. Remember, don't fold through the petal. And then I just flop it over like this. And it does the exact same thing. You're going to end up with 3 lines, 3 folded lines on each of your flowers. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, you're going to start cutting, and For the first flower, on one of these flowers, it doesn't matter which one it is, you're going to cut along the fold right into the center and stop. So there's my line. For the second flower, you're going to cut the exact same thing from one of the folds, stop in the center, and then you're going to actually cut out a whole little segment. Okay? Can you see that? One line there, and then this one we're cutting out one petal. And then this one, the last one, start the same way, cut, 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 stop, and we're going to do it 2 over. So here we have one line, here we have one petal, and here we have 2 petals. You're not going to cut this in half. It's going to look like a heart. So if you need to pause the video at this time, pause, and I'll just leave this up here for a second like this so that you can just look at it as you're cutting. Okay, I have a little piece of star glitter. So here we go. I'm going to cut and stop. This one I'm going to cut one petal out. And I'll leave it like that so you can see it. And this one I'm going to cut 2 petals out. All right, so that's the next step. So one little slice, 1 petal, 2 petals. You do need these, don't throw these away, but I'm just gonna set them to the side for now. Now this is where your toothpick is gonna come in handy. You're gonna take your toothpick and you're gonna set it at the end of your petal. Can I come up like that? And you're just gonna roll. Roll, roll, roll. Okay, and it's gonna curl your paper. All right, I'm gonna go all the way around and do that to all these. This is much easier with little fingers. All right, so there's one. I'm gonna do the same thing with the next one. I'm gonna go quick. They might not be the prettiest rolls, but we don't want you watching a forever long video. We want you making art, right? Okay. Roll. Roll. My fingers aren't working today. Oh my gracious, there we go. Okay. Now that I have the main flowers done, I'm going to do this guy. And you don't need to write on yours. You don't want all that messy stuff. I was just doing that to help with the video. Same thing with the heart. I'm just rolling it back. Now this guy, he still gets rolled back. But we're going to roll him another way next time. All right. I'm going to take my glue now. And you can use Elmer's glue or you can use glue stick. All right, this is the first one. The one with just the slice. And if you look, you can put glue on either side. It just needs to be next to where the cut is. So I can put glue here or I can put glue here. It's not going to matter. I'm almost out of glue. There we go. So I'm going to put a little glue down. That's a lot of glue. And the petal that I didn't put glue on, the one next to it, I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to set it on top of that glue. So again, the glue is here, so I'm going to do the one right next to it. Lift it up, set it on top. I'm going to hold. I'm going to have my helper pinch this. Helper, would you pinch that shut? Keep some pressure on it. All right. Same thing with this one. Doesn't matter which side, it just needs to be next to where the cut is. I'm going to put some glue. If you use too much glue, it takes too long to dry. Thank you. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to set it on top of the glue. And I'm going to pinch, 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 pinch. Helper, would you pinch, pinch, pinch for me, pretty please? Thank you. Okay, same thing with this one. Glue here or glue here, it doesn't matter. Okay, And I'm going to take the opposite one and I'm going to lift it up and set it on top of the glue and pinch it together. Pinch. Thanks, buddy. Now, these two are going to come in later. So just a second. Thank you. Oopsie, get stuck to your fingers. Okay. You might need to let this set. You can go do something and come back to it. So now I have one with 5 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One with 4 petals and one with 3 petals. And you're gonna basically put the 3 inside the 4 inside the 5. But what you need to do, you need to trim a little bit off the bottom to give it some room. So I'm gonna just snip just a little bit, maybe a little bit more of this, because we want them to be able to fit. So off the 4 and 3, I'm just gonna snip a little bit. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put my glue inside my flower, and I'm gonna kind of put this so that it's what's called staggered. So see how this one goes in between? And I'm gonna hold it. Give it a second just to set up. A little more glue for this side. Mine's definitely not dry, so make sure you hold these longer. Okay. Can you see it start to come alive now? Look like a flower? Mine's moving all around because my glue is not set. But you get the idea. Now with this one, I still need to slice a little bit off the bottom and a little bit off this one. Otherwise it would stick straight out. Do you see that? This is the trickier one. Okay. So for this piece, which is the single one, I'm going to actually glue it back around like this. So I took it and I'm just going to roll it into like a little tube. Give it a second to set up, and then I'm going to put it inside the 2-piece. And then last but not least, pop all this down in here. And you have a very pretty rose. If you have a little bit of green paper, you can put out a leaf or two. Oh, that's not a very good leaf, Mrs. Costa. Here we go. Okay, and then if you want to fold your leaf, give it a little crease. Give it a little fold. You can tuck it down in. Maybe do one more. And put a little glue on these first too. But there you have it. A really pretty rose to give to Mom for Mother's Day. Or to decorate something with, whatever you'd like to do. Have fun.